All right, thank you very much. Wow, that was 2017 was my last time performing on stage, so I totally lost that. Yeah, when I was much younger, I intended to be a rock star, but I ended up not being a rock star because people say that being a rock star, you have no future, you cannot cari makan in Malaysia, and I have to bury my dream and just being a normal engineer like some others. But I reflected, why am I not a rock star? Because if I'm good at playing guitar, I can play very very well, but nobody really pays me to perform on stage, or what we rockstar call, we don't have gig. People never pay me to play for gigs. And I reflected my journey as a guitarist, and now I take up some of the principles and I apply it in my speaking business. Of course, after reflection, after so many conventions that I attended, I think being a rock star and being a professional speaker, we have the similar journey and we have the similar principles. So today, what I'm going to share with you are the 3 key principles that I learned. 6 principles that I learned with 3 pillars of being a rock star. What makes a rock star and what makes Johan, who can play guitar but never get any gigs. And a little bit disclaimer, I know that we are all different, and the method that I'm going to share is not for everyone. Not for everyone, but probably this method works if you want to become a rock star. So just by the show of hands, how many of you wants to be a rock star? Woohoo! Alright, thank you very much. Okay, so a reflection that I have was in 2019. I purchased a ticket for this band called Butterfingers. How many of you know Butterfingers? Okay, so you probably are my generations. Okay, those who don't know Butterfingers, you can imagine Bon Jovi of Malaysia or something. Famous band, and personally, I really listened to them since 1996 or so. So it was one of my favorite bands. But this band got disbanded, and then they decided to get together again after 20 years of their 3rd album, which is the Transcendence. So it was 1999, and I purchased a ticket of about 200 ringgit to be in front of the stage, on a front stage, so that I can really see how they perform on stage. And the day was come. So this is from my view, the view from my camera. I just bought a new iPhone at the time, so the picture was quite good. And at one point of time, after several songs, the bassist went short of breath. And because he went short of breath, so they brought him to the hospital, and then they have to stop for a while. For about 5 minutes, we were wondering what happened, why they are taking break for so long. 10 minutes passed by, and then they have to announce our bassist was short of breath and we need to send them to the hospital. So we were paying 200 ringgit, and we said, we want more. And then they decided, okay lah, since we got together after so many years, so the guitarist started to take the bass and started to play the bass. So they played 3-piece, drum, bass, and vocals. So I know it wasn't complete, but somehow the show have to go on. And I have this small thing on my mind. Hey, I can play guitar. This is my favorite band. I literally can play all the songs from all their 3-4 albums. Shall I just jump on stage, grab the guitar, and play the guitar in front of all this about 15,000 audience? That's a good idea. But on second thought, I was like, but who wants to listen to Johan playing Butterfingers song? They want to listen to Butterfingers play Butterfingers song. I have no doubt I can play guitar, and I think I can play better than the guitarist. But they are not paying to listen to Johan, who are skillful in playing guitar, to perform on stage, but they wanted to listen to Butterfingers. So of course, this was my last performance, 2007 annual dinner, Pioneer. I was at Pioneer. I performed the same song just like just now. but less nervous at that time because of I played so many times those days. So I can play very well, but what's the difference between me, Johan, who are skillful in playing guitar, and not getting paid, or at least I play with kukiran orang kahwin so they pay me about 80 ringgit lah for one night, 80 ringgit for one night, and I was happy. What's the difference between me and this guy who have 15,000 crowd? You can do the math. 200 ringgit, the ticket I bought, times 15,000. So it's $1 million kind of event. So the difference between this guy and me, they are professional, and I am a hobbyist. I'm very good at it, but I'm never a professional guitarist. So when I attended Brenda Band's APS, Asia Professional Speakers Convention in 2018, Brenda Benz brought up a very good point. There's a difference between a great speaker and a professional speaker. I thought that if I wanted to be a great speaker, I have to perfect my speech. I have to make sure there's, how many of you in Toastmasters? I think Toastmasters have all the ingredients to be a great speaker, right? You shouldn't make any grammatical mistakes. You shouldn't have and body language and all. But what I notice is, professional speakers, they don't care about or grammatical mistakes. Sometimes they spoke broken English, but people still pay them. In fact, Frederick Herron, he says that bad English equals to good speech. And I was like, wow, that's a good point. Because of a lot of people are not native English speaker, and they can relate more with bad English rather than perfect English. So I learned that great if you want to be a professional speaker, you don't have to be perfect, but you have to be professional. So what's the difference between great speaker and professional speakers is this. Johan is a great guitarist, Butterfingers, they are great band, great musician, and they are professional band, professional musicians. So the difference is, it is not about how good your speech is. It's not about how great your training sessions. It's not great about your training methodologies, all those things. But how do you be really professional? So this is the distinction that I find. You can have great coffee in the world, but if you don't have a brand, you're just commodity. If you don't have a brand, you're just commodity. So if you decided to be a trainer, you decided to be a speaker, you can choose. Because most of the time, when I first started especially, when people ask, what do you train on? Oh, I can train on leadership, communication, negotiation, creativity, coaching, or everything. And you name me, everything I can do. And then what other trainers can do? Oh, I'm good at this. And the problem with that is, everybody can do everything. And the thing is, you are commodity, you are generalist. And you don't have a differentiation. So being a professionals, they don't play 1,000 songs. They have something that differentiate themselves. So how do we actually create a rock star in you? Okay, first of all, I think that a lot of speakers, a lot of trainers, we were told how to sell our program. How can we sell, but we don't talk a lot about brand ourselves so that we are distinctive as compared to others. So how do we really be distinctive? The Rockstar have all the secrets how to be a real rockstar. In 2019, I attended Asia Professional Speakers Convention again in Singapore before the pandemic, together with I think some of you here, Bhavani, Jega, and we met Steve Lowell, the guy who spoke on the first day, who is now the current GSF president. So he shared about this thing called Repumeter. There are 4 levels of speakers. Level 0, obscurity. How do you know you are at level 0? When your phone doesn't ring. You have to knock doors, you have to pitch out of 10 pitches, maybe you got one speaking gig. That is obscurity. But you don't have to stay there, you can go to level 1. So what is level 1? You are competent at what you do, the markets already know you, you probably have shout out in your social media. Once in a while, you got a phone call. Hey Johan, can you do training on this? Can you do this training on communication skill or not? Can you do team building? So if you are at level 1, chances are you're going to call, most of the time by the TPs, but you can do what others can do as well. So the thing is, if you can do what others can do, you are a commodity, and if you are a commodity, they will set your price. Okay, our budget is 1,000 ringgit. Do you want or not? Take it or leave it. So how many of you would love to get that kind of rate? 1,000, 1,500 a day? So I don't think many of us want that, right? But that is the so-called the market rate, and we don't want that. So we can move to level 2. This is what they call it branded. So branded means that you are different as compared to others. Okay, and that is where you have something unique to offer that others cannot offer. So have you heard about this conversation of other speakers saying that, hey, I don't want to share my slide because of people steal my slide? Or why this training provider booked me, but later on they find someone else to replace me? This is because of we are stuck at level 1. So we can move to level 2 because of this is who you are, you have your own unique thing. So that is where you are a bit more branded, but you don't have to stop there. You can go to level 3, which is the one. The one. The one means that you are the only possible choice in the market. So for example, in this room, if I am the L&D manager or the event organizer, I want someone who can speak on storytelling. Who do I go to? So we have the one here. If I wanted to train my people on coaching, who will I go to? Captain Shan. So that's the one. So that's the only logical reason. If I wanted the best, I will pay whatever money. Budget is no longer an issue, so you can demand whatever price you want. Just like the Rockstar. Rockstar can demand 50,000 per song, take it or leave it. So how do we create that the one? Alright. So how do we create that the one? So there are 3 strategies, three things that you have to understand what Rockstar is all about. Number 1, you have to be authentic, be original. A lot of us talk about being authentic, but also you have to be original. Number 2, you have to publish your work. You cannot, oh, no, I'm not going to share this because I'm afraid people will steal my slide, people will steal my contents, people will steal my activities. Okay, number 3 is you somehow have to build some followings. Why Butterfingers managed to gather 15,000 people is because of they build their followings. Let's go through one by one. Being authentic and being original. So you look at any rockstar here, they are somehow different. Engwe Mamstin use Fender. I don't like use Fender. I like Steve Vai. So you don't have to be liked by everyone. You just have to be unique. You will have some followers. I don't like some of these rockstar, but I like some of it. So whoever resonates, you will go with them. So same goes to your speaking. You don't have to be like others. You can see yesterday, Dr. Wendy was like, whoa, no. But Shirin was very grounded. That's being authentic. That is, some people just like Shirin's style. Some people just like Wendy's style. And they are authentic. And being authentic is about having your own identity, having your own style. You don't have to copy other people. So don't afraid, if you can be unique, you won't afraid people stealing your content. Okay, the job of our professional speakers is to tell story and to make a point and to tell another story and to make another point. This is what being shared by Dilip Abhiyasekara 2014 when Jega was the president. So we have this Toastmasters event, right? So I remember that vividly, very vividly. Our role is actually to tell story and to make a point, to tell another story and to make a point. And if you have your own story, none can steal it from you. Nobody can steal my content of Rockstar here because of this is unique, this is me. So, because that's the idea of being unique. Okay, and what's the difference between the skillful guitar player but play in front of Sogo and collect few dollars per whoever generous wanting to donate some money as compared to Rockstar like Search? Just like a lot of us, when we talk about, example, leadership, so we always gather situational leadership, or this kind of leadership, transformational leadership. We combine, we make our module. And that is what everybody else is doing. But those who are rockstar speaker, like Stephen Covey, they have this 7 habit, and he talks about 7 habit again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Simon Sinek, start with why. Someone quoted about Simon Sinek today. Why? He's a Rockstar speaker, and he delivers the speech again, and again, and again, and again, and again, until he's very good at it. So, Rockstar, principle number one, Rockstar play their own tune. So you have to play your own tune. So all of us probably have heard this thing called Bloom's taxonomy, right? So we talk about Bloom's taxonomy, how to evaluate our learning and things like that. And in Bloom's taxonomy, we have these two parts: lower order thinking skills, higher order thinking skills. And lower order thinking skills, remember, understand, and apply. And this is what most trainers and speakers do. We read books, just like what Shirin said. We read books, we compile, and then we present it. And we are just at the apply. Sometimes we don't even apply. And that's why we can't really give a good insights to our audience. How do I know this? I did this before. The evaluation was very, very bad. And I felt bad about myself. But at the higher order thinking skills, we have analyzed, evaluate, and create. And Rockstar play at this level. Rockstar, you have to create something unique out of you. Just like this guy. Is his content original? No. The important agent metric is from Eisenhower matrix. It's not his. But he created it, he packaged it as if like it is his, with these 7 principles of becoming a highly effective people. Same goes to Simon Sinek. Infinite Game. It's not idea from Simon Sinek. It was idea from James Carson. But he packaged it in a way that this is my album. Just like Take That, sing How Deep Is Your Love. Package it in his own style and then created his own identity. So when I talk about speakers, why people hire speakers? Because of people want to change. And when people want to change, they need perspective. And what most of the time we do when we don't know something, we can Google, right? There's a lot of information, and then if you get the information, at the first level is data, second level is information. And the third level is when you can link all this information, it becomes knowledge. And this is what most trainers do out there. Gather requirements. Okay, Mr. L&D, what do you want? Okay, I want to have this. Okay, I can do that. Give me 1 week. I'll go and create my modules, study, research, and then you are at the knowledge level. But if you are experienced, you can see things from colorful things, and then you can deliver a better one. But you don't have to stop there. If you want to change, you need an insights. And if you have wisdom, you know what's important. So that's why professional speakers, they don't need 2 days to create change. They just need 1 hour to create change because they know what's really important, what's their message, and then deliver it in an impactful way, and then people pay them 50,000 per speech per hour. So, yesterday, Scott talks about difference between a good speech and great speech is 1,000 speech. Bruce Lee says that I fear not the man who practice 1,000 kick 1, but I fear man who practice 1 kick 1,000 times. So this is what Rockstar do, right? So if you look at this guy, he played 1,000 songs. He can play every song. Name it, Hotel California. He can play Living in a whatever, all songs. But this guy only plays several songs, and they play it again and again and again until they become very good at it, until they develop a very deep insights, their very deep wisdom. Just like all the Rockstar. They play their own tune and they play it again and again and again. I hear Kurt Cobain of Nirvana. So he says that I have to play Smell Like Teen Spirit thousands of times until I feel like I wanted to puke. So that's what Rockstar do, right? They play the same tune again and again and again until they become very, very good at it, and then they can distinguish as compared to others. So principle number 2, Rockstar must master your craft. So you have to do it again and again and again and again and again until you become very good at it. Okay, Rockstar also needs to publish your work. So if you look at why people don't pay me, people pay Butterfingers instead, because of Butterfingers have album. So in the Rockstar world, I don't have album, so but that's why nobody pay me to play guitar. But speaking world, I publish my book. This is considered my album. This distinguishes me as compared to the rest of the trainers who speak on the same topic. So Rockstar, you have to have your own album. And many people say that a book is a name card. So you can give away your book, give away. So what do you do when you receive your name card? Throw away, right? 20 years ago, yes, you keep your name card in a specific album. But nowadays, no. People throw away. So what happens if you treat your book like a name card? People throw it away. So don't give it as your name card. But books really can open so many doors. So today, when I did my session, it's so much different because of I sing from my own album. This is my sessions. It opens doors and open doors and open doors. Open doors. And now I got treatment like a rock star. I have to sign training sessions. After this session, how many of you want to make some extra bucks? Sell your books! Because of, they wanted to buy your album, because of if you can sing very, very well, they wanted to buy your albums. I got invited to radio. People are promoting my album. So that's what's great about it. And it really can travel very, very far. So I have a request recently by one of this training manager. So he called my staff. He said, saya dah baca buku Encik Johan. Saya baca masa when he was hospitalized, the only book inside his bag is my book. And because of he read my book, he called my office and asked me, can you do training on my company? And I don't even know this guy. So it really wonders what a book can do. You know, many of us say that government don't have budget, right? Government don't have budget. But if someone read your book, they fell in love with your book, just like me willing to pay 200 ringgit to attend Butterfingers, this guy went to their head of HR. We have to have this program in our organization. So I just purposely quoted slightly higher. Don't worry, Johan, we'll fight for it. We'll get the budget for you. So how many of you want a big budget for your programs? Okay, publish your book, becomes a rock star, and then price is no longer an issue because of you are no longer a commodity. So rockstars, principle number 4, rockstars have to appear on media. So you don't have to be media shy, you can appear in TVs and all. Especially if you have your album, it is very easy to appear on the TV and the media. But you don't have to stop at traditional media, you can always have modern media. But the key is you have to publish your work. You don't have to keep everything by yourself. Publish it, publish it, publish it. If you buy my book, that is exactly the same content, the same stories I have in my training programs. So if people like it, people will recommend it. So this is one of the articles that I wrote for Leaderonomics. But a few months later, they called me, hey, the Sarawak State Government wants to publish it in their internal magazine. I said, okay. So there you go inside there. And now Sarawak State Government is my client, and they are the premium client that are willing to pay me some premium price. Publish your work because of you don't know who will consume your work. Okay, number 4, rockstar, build your followings. You have to build your followings, especially with the power of social media, with the power of technology. This can be done by anyone, especially experts like us. So those days, to be a rockstar, when you want to have a die fan, so you need to be the platinum album, sell 2,000 copies. And guess how much royalty they get from these 2,000 copies? Assuming per cassette is 10 ringgit, 2,000, and then they have several percentage for their royalty. How much do they earn? It's about 100,000 ringgit for royalty, divided by 6 people or 5 people, you got 20,000 per album. That's very little. But in today's world, what Kevin Kelly says, you just need 1,000 true fans. What's the definition of 1,000 true fans? True fans means that whatever you sell, they will buy. So if you have 1,000 true fans, in a year, you just need to produce a product worth 100 ringgit, and there you go, you have 100,000 ringgit in a year, and then you are free to do anything that you wanted to do. And then you can say no because of you're not desperate for a job. So there's a distinction. Most of the time people go sell, and a rockstar, what they do is they really build the branding by providing value now and expecting nothing in return, and this is where you can gather the true fans. So final principle for being a rockstar is you have to work hard until you don't have to introduce yourself. So there you go, be authentic, be original, play your own tune, master your own craft. Number 2, publish your work, have your own album, publish your own books, appear in the media and build your following, build your true fans, and work hard until you don't have to introduce yourself. So if you wonder, this Rockstar, how many of you Metallica fans here? Woo! Okay, some of you don't know who Metallica is. Okay, but this is Metallica guitarist, Kirk Hammett. You know how much is his net worth? 200 million. That is what Rockstar, as compared to those who can play very, very well, playing in the jalanan. Rockstar speakers like Simon Sinek, he charges hundreds of thousands of ringgit, the US dollar, per speech. Brandy Brown, these are all the Rockstar speaker. So, my invitation to all of you, let's be a rockstar! And let's change our speaking to become professional speakers. Thank you very much.
Alright, thank you very much, Johan Irwan. How many of you are ready to be a rock star? There you go, fantastic. So